isn't it better that we have no laws, rules, and regulations that we must follow than to have to confess and then be absolved of what we have done? Hi, my name is Ted Rosenblatt, and I am here with my father, Dr. Rod Rosenblatt. And we're talking today about the worldly and satanic seduction versus the promise and the good news of the gospel. Why is it so hard for us to I'll keep that a little loose, for us to confess and then be absolved, rather than to have no laws, rules, regulations at all, which is what Satan offers, not a fulfillment of the law, but a removal of the law, so that we can be the hedonists that our dark heart desires.
On an earthly level, it's a hands-down failure for the gospel. That is, to believe the lie and say that I am completely self-forming or completely free in a strange sense is always more attractive. Think of a counterfeiter. If you're going to do $100 bills, you're not going to use pink ink. It's going to have to be green if you're going to pass it off. Satan's allures are well designed. And one of the ones that's the most attractive is that we are completely free. We make up our own rules according to our own ideas and desires, and it comes out, no law whatever. I'm completely free and self-forming. The problem is that if the law is true, then I'm checkmated. And many people know this by nature. If the law is true, I'm checkmated. And so one of the defenses is to say that I'm going to deny the law. Understandable. Absolutely understandable. But others are going to be doing the same thing, and their view of what they can do as opposed to what you think that you can do is going to vary almost infinitely, but it's not going to be good for human beings.
But that ties into that sort of pseudo-freedom that we're supposedly offered. We were recently talking about the movie The Devil's Advocate, which has been around for a while and has offered we have always agreed, a crystal clear rendition of Satan's, take on our freedom and what we can be offered alternatively to submitting to God's law, which has been, of course, changed in light of the gospel.
Dr. Horton phoned me.
He phoned your house and you weren't even home.
Yeah.
And I was there to receive that call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to hear that one good and hard.
Yeah, and he said, go see this movie immediately. And I said, it was 3 in the morning.
You're taping it back. He'd had a couple. It was a great conversation.
But he was right. This was a significant movie.
Yeah, he said he is the devil. He is the devil. Like, no, Ted, I cannot impress upon you enough.
He was made for this part.
And I was like, okay, man, okay. And you and I watched it, and it was just like, whew, oh my gosh! I don't think I've seen a movie that better represented that darkness.
No.
Than that one. And the question is why are we so easily seduced by that siren song of, the way, Pacino's character, freedom, baby.
Yeah.
Bliss on tap.
Yes.
And you're talking to the father of lies. This is not how it actually is. It's all a trap. It's anything that gives us to willingly give over our freedom in return for the slavery is really what we're taking on. The slave to sin that Paul described.
Sure.
We are either slave to sin or we're slave to grace, to the gospel.
Yep.
There really aren't alternatives, and we want to always think that there are. I got to have it my particular way. The devil knows doggone good and well.
Yeah.
But, why are we tempted to try to trust? Are we that comfortable? We are so wanting something other than this simple little thing. Is it really that hard to confess and be absolved? Is it that hard? I'll try to ask the right question here.
Well, it actually is when compared with the lie. The lie really is simple. No rules, nothing to worry about, no sin, no absolution. You don't need it because there's no sin. And that movie portrayed it extremely well, just extremely well. I think of looking back on it, there were so many things I missed. He speaks every language fluently, easily. He has knowledge of all languages. And you see this, and then you look at the
and particular sins. He wields our sins against us.
Yep.
Like the guy on the train. He said, "Go home now to your wife."
Yeah.
You'll see that I'm right.
Yeah. So if it's a matter of you want easy, the other plan is easy. The gospel itself is total gift without the other shoe dropping ever. But one of the ways you can think of conversion is the Spirit turning us from hoping on virtue to hoping on Christ and his death and resurrection.
Okay, I want to talk about
a rotating.
I want to talk about that. You've done this before with virtue versus
the gospel.
The gospel. Turning, you've done that with the adjustment of that. We're out of time. This is how quickly we can fly through this stuff. We hope you enjoyed this, and join us next time. Visit us at 1517.org for more, and we hope that you will follow us, and this has been helpful for you. See you soon. Thank you for joining us on Talks with Dad Rod, part of the 1517 Podcast Network. This podcast and all 1517's content is made possible through financial support by listeners just like you. Please visit 1517.org for more, and please consider clicking on the donate button and making a recurring or one-time contribution to help us share this good news in a world which so desperately needs it.